I can work 5 to 10 hours every single day for the rest of my life, and I don't believe that I can feel burnout. And the reason why I don't believe I can feel burnout is because I actually enjoy what I do. And I've built a business that allows me to actually just work. Like, the more I work in it, the more I work in my business, the more I actually enjoy it, the more joy I feel, the more happiness I feel. And life just gets better when I enroll more clients, when I make more impact in everything. Okay. And I want to go over this because I feel like a lot of you guys look at the hard work that you need to do as if it's something that's bad, and you feel tired, and whatever that thing is. And this video is just to break down why that ideology and why that concept is just so flawed, because reality is, in every single business, whether you're trying to build it, scale it, maintain it, whatever it is, there's going to be days where it requires 5-hour work days, 10-hour work days, 12-hour work days, especially when you're in that season of scaling up. That takes the most amount of time. And so for a lot of people that are watching this, you're either scaling up your business or you're working on something that isn't established yet, and you have to work long hours and everything. And to be honest, the reason why you feel burned out is because you're doing things that you just don't enjoy doing. That's what it comes down to. And you do these things because you want to make money, obviously, and you tell yourself that it's temporary to do these things, but you find out that the moment you stop, your entire business collapses. And in my opinion, the reason you actually feel this way is because you let your business create your life. And you didn't intentionally design the business that you're scaling up or the business that you're building. And that's why you're stuck in this position where you're doing things and you're telling yourself it's temporary, but you're stuck doing it over and over again because you have to make money, pay the bills, whatever it is. Okay. Now, the purpose of this video is to actually show you how I actually created a business that I designed intentionally, where every single day I do the things that I actually enjoy, and I'm able to find someone else and outsource the work that I don't like to somebody else that does a great job of it and that actually enjoys that type of work. Because the truth is, certain types of work, people like, and certain types of certain people don't like. And so finding the right people to do the tasks that you don't like is key to actually scaling up. And I want to go over everything, but I want to go over how I actually, or what made me actually feel burnout and what made me actually come to the realization that I needed to change my entire business and the entire structure of everything. So it was March of this year, March 2024. I've been running my agency for about 4 or 5 months. We were doing a solid, multiple 5 figures, 20 to 30K every single month consistently. And I was running a growth partner agency at the time. And I worked with a bunch of clients. I was doing all the fulfillment. I was doing all the work. And there was a lot on my plate. And I remember every single day I'd go to the office. I'd go to WeWork in London. And I'd meet up with my friends, and they'd always join late. I'd always be the first one there and the last one to leave. I honestly think that the stupidest thing you can do is just idolize hard work and just idolize the idea of being a hustler. Because if you're a hustler, chances are you're just working stupid. You're not working smart enough. And I would work basically from 4 p.m. all the way till 1 a.m. every single day, even on school nights. And I'm still attending university, so I had school the next day. And I would do this basically for 5 days a week, every single week for about 4 or 5 months. And it came to a point when we were doing good numbers, and the clients that I put the most effort on actually churned. They didn't want to work with me anymore. They didn't want my service anymore. And I was stuck there. And I remember just sitting there, and I read the message. And dude, the worst part is 3 of them churned at the same time, at the same day. And so 3 of them churned the same day. And I sat there and I was like, what is going on? And I remember I don't know if you guys have ever had this feeling. My heart literally sank, bro. It literally sank because I put so much effort in these dudes. I tried everything, and all my work that I've been spending the last 4 or 5 months doing led to this point where they just churned after I got them such good results. I basically delivered on every promise that I provided. We got the guarantee of everything. They just said it didn't work out. And I sat there and I literally started crying, bro. I cry once a year. And I started crying on March. I remember specifically, it was March 3rd. It was March 3rd. I started crying when I saw that message. And I just sat there and I thought to myself, why am I in this situation? Why am I in this situation where I put in so much work, I put in so much effort, and I did everything that, I promised, and I still didn't get the end result that I wanted? And I realized that I didn't intentionally design my business, and I let the business model fall into my lap. Now, maybe you don't understand it, so let me rephrase this. I basically just had an end goal, and I did everything to work up to that end goal. And so my goal at that point was 30K a month, right? And I did everything I could to actually scale up to that point. I was doing outreach, I was doing the setting, I was doing closing, I was doing fulfillment, I was doing everything that I needed to do. And I let the business control my life. So what that meant was the business model that I chose gave me all the inputs that I needed to do, but I didn't enjoy doing those inputs. I didn't enjoy managing a setter. I didn't enjoy doing all these done for you aspects. I didn't enjoy hopping on so many of these one-on-one client calls. I didn't enjoy being stuck on sales calls all day, closing for these offers that I only had 20% rev share in. I didn't enjoy like all these different parts of the business, but the reason why I was stuck doing this was because I didn't intentionally design what I wanted. Okay. So I sat there and I was like, okay, after I got all my tears out and I was crying like a baby, bro. I kid you not. I was the only one at WeWork, so it was chill. But after I stopped crying and everything, I sat there and I was like, what do I actually enjoy in this business? Or what do I actually want to do if I had my own business? And I wrote out everything, right? A few things I actually enjoyed was I enjoyed actually creating impact. So I knew I wanted to create impact. I enjoyed managing a team, but I didn't enjoy managing 5 different teams because it was too much of a headache. There's always a fire that came up, and like I couldn't really focus on what I was good at, which was content and acquisition and everything. I just always had to handle fires. So I knew I only wanted to manage one team. I loved the idea of building a product. I loved having my own product, improving my product and everything. And, the agency model that I had, I didn't really have a product. It was just done for you service that was just, basically just rebranded over and over again for each person, right? And I didn't have that. And I also just enjoyed basically finding and scouting talent and everything, okay? And I just wrote down a bunch of items that I actually enjoyed. And then I wrote out what I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy hopping on sales calls all day. I didn't enjoy being in the DMs all day. I didn't enjoy having to handle fires all day. Now, and I just kept on going. I had probably 20, 30 things that I hated in the model that I was working on. And what it made me realize was that when you don't intentionally design your business, you feel burned out. When you don't intentionally write down what you like and what you don't like, you are forced to do the things that you don't like, and you rarely do the things that you actually like. Because guess what? The business model decides the inputs for you. You don't decide on the inputs if you don't intentionally design it. And so I wrote down what I liked, I wrote down what I didn't like, and I figured that the way that I can actually scale up is by running a coaching business that is very, very high ticket, where I work with a select few clients. I don't have a lot of fulfillment drag or whatever it is. I don't have a lot of operational drag. And I can just work on my product and do the things that I enjoy. And so, that day, I decided that I wasn't going to run an agency. I mean, I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. I only had 3 other clients left, and they didn't have a lot of potential. I'm going to be completely transparent, right? So at that point, I knew that I didn't want to really do this whole agency thing again. I didn't want to go through all that. And so I decided that I wanted to take my expertise, package it up in a different way, and actually launch a consulting offer, kind of a coaching offer, where I gave my systems and my infrastructure and all my SOPs and everything that I knew about scaling businesses to these coaches for an upfront fee and then a retainer fee if they wanted to continue. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. And it aligned the business model that I chose, and the way that I delivered this specific service aligned with what I like to do. And so again, I didn't promise everything that I promised in this done for you service, which caused me to basically freak out every single day and have such high stress. It was insane. I didn't have all that. I also didn't promise a crazy, crazy, crazy result, and basically force myself to work like a horse in order to deliver these results, because their results were dependent on me. This new model that I found, the results were dependent on them, right? They got all the systems, they got everything. It's up to them whether or not they want to implement. And basically, I created a business that allowed me to outsource 90% of what I didn't like to do and do more of what I actually like to do. That's what it came down to. And I launched it, and 3 months, fast forward 3 months, it's August 27th now. We're consistently doing 30 to 50K cash. We've already generated well over 100K in the 3 months of launch. And it has been the most successful thing that I've ever done in my career, in my 2-3 years of doing this entrepreneurship stuff. And I feel the most happy even though I work a ton. And it all comes down to me intentionally designing my business, what I like, what I don't like, and creating a model and a fulfillment system where I can deliver these results in a way that I actually prefer to. And a lot of you feel burned out because you're stuck with an offer that basically forces you to do the inputs that you don't enjoy. Like the moment you understand this and the moment you write down what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, and you tailor an offer or you tailor your business model to actually fit your goals and the way that you actually want to run your business and enjoy your life, then that's when you actually find it much easier to scale up and you're much more excited. Like I can't explain to you. We probably enrolled 6 new clients this month. If I enrolled 6 new clients from my agency 3-4 months ago, I would flip out. I would be like, how am I going to deliver for all these guys? Like, that's impossible. But when I enrolled these 6 guys, it was so fun. It was honestly fun, and I honestly get excited when I enroll a client. A lot of you, and I know this for a fact because I was in a similar situation with you like 4 months ago. A lot of you, when you enroll a client, you get stressed because you know you have to deliver so much and there's so much fulfillment and there's everything that you need to do and you're thinking about the next step. And it's cool to think about the next step. Of course, the sale only starts when you close the deal and when you receive payment, of course, right? But at the same time, it's like if you're not excited to onboard new clients and expand your business, you're in the wrong boat. And you need to figure out what you need to change in your vehicle so that you can actually scale up with excitement, with happiness, with joy and everything. And so that you actually enjoy the process. Because I'm 100% certain you know what you need to do in order to scale up. And you have an acquisition system that works. You just need to double down on it. But what you're scared of isn't the strategy. It's basically the stress that comes with scaling up. And so look in your business right now. Focus on what you don't like and just cut everything out. Change your offer to basically eliminate the things that you don't like doing or just completely outsource it. Let's say you don't like setting. Find a setter, right? Find a setter. Or let's say you don't like fulfillment, which I don't understand how you cannot like fulfillment. You shouldn't be in the coaching business. But let's say, you don't like taking a bunch of one-on-one calls or client calls. Maybe it's just selling a group offer only, right? And then getting your CSM to do 3 one-on-ones. And then you just host an onboarding call. Maybe that's what you do. The point is you structure your offer that you're selling and the business that you're running to fit what you actually enjoy. And make sure that the market obviously still wants it, right? It just depends on a lot of different variables. But I think the most important thing is just what you enjoy so that you actually feel fun when you're scaling up. Because a lot of you guys are being forced to do things that you don't enjoy doing, and that's why you're not scaling up. Okay, that's why I wasn't scaling up. Like my agency was crushing and I knew what I needed to do to scale up, but I was just so tired and I was so burned out. And I pivoted to this whole coaching offer where I'm actually excited to scale new clients. And hopefully you guys can understand the idea behind doing this, right? Because ultimately I want to build a business that I just don't worry about. And that's why it's heavy on MRR. That's why it's heavy on building a product that's so good that people want to keep on paying me. That's why it's heavy on, having less sales calls. And the only sales calls I have are with high-level business owners that already have a budget and are ready to buy because they've been so nurtured by the content and they resonate with what I'm trying to build. That's basically like 90% of the game, honestly. So you're going to gain a lot of clarity when you write down what you don't want in your business and what you want. If you want consistency, if you want less calls and everything, maybe it's just jacking up your prices and introducing an MRR model where you can retain these guys month over month, where every single month you're not starting from 0, you're starting from 10K because you built MRR from the past few months and everything. And you're just building on top of MRR. And when you're at 10K, then maybe the next month you add an extra 3K MRR and now you're at 13K and you're scaling up that way. So if you prefer less stress and you prefer a more predictable model, then maybe selling MRR, not upfront fee, is your method, is the way that you sell your offer, right? But it all comes down to answering these 2 questions and then figuring out where you want to go from there. So I share this and I'm vulnerable with this because I want to show you guys what I did to actually enjoy running my business. And I want you to actually take these 2 questions and really evaluate what you want what you don't want, and just create the business of your dreams, because ultimately business should be fun. It shouldn't be something that you dread. It shouldn't be something that you don't enjoy and that you just don't like. And so hopefully this value kind of gave you new perspective on how to structure your offer, how to price your offer, what you should even sell, what business model you should be running, and everything like that. All right. Hope you guys found value, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.